Morning. How's June going for me? Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. This is our load over here. Got 8 concrete panels, just barely over width. Max weight load. We're heavy. We're heavy. Since I decided not to leave early enough yesterday, running a little tight on time for this load, but I think we're okay. As long as we don't spend too much time stopped on the side of the road, we should be okay. I had no intention of shooting a video over here, but I pulled over to do a load secure and I'm like, look at all the snow! Gotta shoot a video here. We are on the connector highway. It's the second tallest pass in British Columbia. The summit's just behind us, so it's all downhill. Well, it goes up and down and all over, but more downhill than uphill. It is foggy and snowy. Seen one car in the ditch already, but the road's all right now. It probably was not all right earlier in the morning, but right now it's all right. It's running some of the snow. Yeah. I couldn't help it. We do have our lone lane here. I don't want to go shooting out into the highway with thick fog and me going slow still. Just make our own lane. It wasn't bad at all. It's very soft slushy. Trying to get up to speed. There's a fly in here. You really want to get out of my window? Are you sure, fly? Hunker down somewhere and don't bother me, or else I'll let you out. Speed limit on the connector here is 110. Why are you in your brakes? I guess I need my engine brakes on. We're going down, that's why. Never mind. Never mind. I went to accusation mode too quick. This is the connector highway. I rarely shoot it because it's boring. So boring. So very, very boring. It's trees and more trees and more trees. But every time I say it's a boring highway, you guys find it interesting. So let's see if we can prove me right today. Can somebody down in the comments agree with me that this is a boring highway? see if there's any good viewpoints, because there are none. I'm telling you right now, there are none. Going down into Merritt is pretty neat, but until then, not much to see. It's 2 degrees Celsius up here. It's 2 p.m. And it's a Wednesday. I know you're seeing this on a Tuesday. I'm a day behind. Had a long weekend, making up for my short weekend the weekend before. Don't worry, I'll shoot Wednesday's video on Wednesday. Which means I'll still have this load. Ooh, that's dangerous, being pulled over on a foggy day. On the highway, the speed limit's 110 kilometers an hour. Really need to find a pullout or on-ramp, off-ramp, if at all possible. Yeah, heavy load. The crane operator had to keep shifting stuff around to get the weight right. I wasn't sure if we would be able to get the load, but we managed to get the weights very well balanced. I'm at 5,480 kilogram on the steer tires. 16,470 kilogram on the drives. 23,400 on the bridge, the first trailer, and then 16,350 on the pup. We're allowed 5,500 on the steers, 17 on the drives, 24 on the bridge, and 17 on the pup. So I'm about 500 to 700, 500 to 650, 500 to 650 kilogram light on each axle. So about 2,000 kilogram to spare. She's heavy. It's slow going up these hills. So that is exactly 61,700 kilogram. Which makes it around 38 and a quarter, maybe a little more pounds, 38,000 pounds. No, that's not right. That doesn't make any sense. 61,700. Yeah, I'm like that. I don't know why my brain went there. It makes no sense at all. 136,000 pounds. Yeah, there we go. 136,000 pounds. Makes it 61.7 tons. US tons. Think. Here's our brake check. One of two brake checks going westbound on the connector highway. It's starting to get bright out. I'm going to need my sunglasses. Got the snow blindness going on. It's crazy. Go to the front of the line. Always like to start a new line at the front when there's room. Check our brakes. Hammer down. Remember, I'm super heavy. I've never had to come down this hill very slow, so which gear do I need to take? Speed limit's 110. I'm going to take a gear 14th gear. It might be too low of a gear, but we'll see. I don't come down here very often, but I usually take full speed down this hill. But I'm not usually this heavy. Fan on. So we did the math, me and the other driver that was there, how many straps these loads legally need. 3 straps for the weight of the load. 3 straps are a legal requirement. I've got 4 on each and 5 on the front one. I want more than legal. Technically, 2.5 straps would be enough. Hence 3 straps. Just doing the math in my head again. Just a little over 12,000 pounds each. The bigger ones anyway. So that makes about 24,500 pounds. Each strap can hold over 10,000 pounds. It's rated to hold, I think, 5,400 pounds on either side. Upshift, I think. We get a dip here and then a little uphill. Loon Lake rest area over here. Nice. It's a heated rest area, but it's not warm. Nice little heated rest area just off the road here. If you need a rest area, I highly recommend this one. At least it's not a pit toilet. You got to exit here to the right and then go through the tunnel under the road and then just drive like a couple 100 meters down the road. Chain off area. Pothole Creek. Yeah, at least we're out of the fog. Some pretty good potholes on that bridge. There always are. There's something to the name, I think. Tiny little bit of blue sky up there. Just said the forecast this week was just rain, 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 rain. So I'm surprised to see any blue sky. I don't know if you guys can see it, but way out ahead, it's just a little slit. Just a spot for the sun to poke through. So yeah, just in case you guys aren't clear where we are, we just call it the connector. Tourists or truck drivers that haven't been here before will call it the 97C. 97C goes from Peachland all the way to Ashcroft, I think? No. Yes, 97C. I believe it goes all the way to Ashcroft. So the other driver said he's going to take Highway 97 to Trans-Canada 1 through Kamloops and then take Highway 5 south. It is technically a little bit faster, has less climbing, but it is like 15 kilometers longer. I wanted to hit the Vernon scale anyway just to check make sure I have my reading my gauges right. Luckily, we got it balanced really, really good. Man, it's lush and green over here, that's for sure. It's +8. So people think the connector connects Peachland to Merritt. It sort of does, but the connector ends long before we get to Merritt. Before the connector, there was no highway here running east to west, but there was Highway 97 running north to south, and up ahead Highway 5A running north to south. 5A used to just be Highway 5, but then they built the Coquihalla, and that became Highway 5, and the old Highway 5 turned into 5A. So the connector connects Highway 97 to 97 to 5A. Sign says motorcycle season is here. Yeah, we went for a motorbike ride on the weekend, but I don't recommend taking a motorcycle over the connector ever. Like ever. No reason to take your bike over this highway. Very adverse weather and boring. Just big open straight highway. There's no fun to this road. To get from Merritt to the Okanagan, either go around the north route through Kamloops, take 5A to Kamloops, and from Kamloops take 97 south to Vernon, get in the Okanagan that way, or take Highway 5A south to Princeton and take Highway 3 down to Osoyoos, or 3A up to Caledon and Penticton. A lot more fun of a ride. Five A between Merritt, well, 5A really between the connector and Princeton. You do have to watch for falling rocks. Spring and fall, that's no joke. There's fallen rocks all over the place. In the summer it stabilizes, in the winter it stabilizes. Speaking of Highway 5A, it's just around the corner. the end of the connector. In fact, a long time, the four-lane highway ended over here and just turned into a 2-lane road. Eventually, they finally 4-laned it the whole way. Aspen Grove and Princeton to the south. There we go, we're on Highway 5A now. Well, we're still on 97C as well, but we're off the connector. A north, 97C west. Fishing. By the time I get to the coast, it might be beautiful hot weather. Drive through a lot of weather in a day. Bunch of fishing boats over there. Don't know if you guys can see it before we dip down, but like at least 3 of them. I guess with the overcast weather, it's a good time to be out fishing. Hills are kind of beautiful out here. Now a lot of my day is just spent just completely quiet, wide open road. Without Jess here, I've got nobody to talk to. Except for you guys. So without you guys, I'd be all lonely. And yeah, it's kind of disjointed conversation with you guys, reading all your comments, responding to them all. Because obviously these videos aren't live. I only get home on weekends to post them up online, so Merritt is only 15 kilometers away. It's only fair if we keep shooting this until we get to the Coquihalla connection. And then we'll start climbing the Coquihalla. Well, that's a perfect video for tomorrow. Going down the Smasher, down the Bear Snow Shed with a heavy load. Instead of crawling up at 25 kilometers an hour, we'll be heading down at 50 to 60 kilometers an hour. Well, we'll see. We'll see. That's where I'm guessing we're going to be at. Because you got to remember, my truck is limited on horsepower just digitally. Computer just says I can't have any more horsepower. The engine itself has a lot more horsepower. I've asked the boss to turn it up a bit, but turning it up a bit means paying more money for the warranty. That's how that works. But I still have all that power there. So going down a mountain, I've got all the displacement of a bigger engine, so my engine brakes work tremendously well, much better than the horsepower I have to go uphill. Let's do another brake check. Hear the peoples on the Coquihalla. Peoples on the Coquihalla yelling at each other already. Okay. All right. What gear do we go in? We have to come to a stop at the bottom of the hill. So we're definitely going to be in a lower gear. Let's try 10. I'm already in the 12th, so. There we go. Nah, 10th is too low. Eleventh is too low. Let's try 12. Should have just stayed in 12. There we go. That's slowly gaining speed. Let's turn the fan on. Down into Merritt. Merritt just has this blue hole on top of it, huh? So we're doing between 45 and 50 kilometers an hour, a little slower than I thought. I put the flags on the load. It is ever so slightly over width. I wouldn't consider it over width load. When you measure it, it's 2.5 or 8.5 feet wide. But it was impossible to get them exactly square on the deck. So technically the load is oversized. Just barely. Just barely. This is a beautiful viewpoint. I mean, you don't want to pull over, take any photos here, but it'd be a pretty place to do so. a steeper section, gaining speed. 55 kilometers an hour. I'm going to need a little bit of brake here. I think the Smasher is about the same steepness down. So remember 11 or 12th gear for the Smasher for tomorrow's video. Merritt welcomes you. They got a bright sun on their logo, so maybe the sky magically opens up above them all the time. So the speed limit's 100 kilometers here. Truck speed limit is 80. Truck suggested speed limit is 40. One and only runaway lane is near the bottom there. 2 kilometers to go. Stoplights in 1.7 kilometers. Here's the runaway lane. It's a downhill runaway lane, but very, very soft gravel. Probably ripped the front axle clean off the truck. Every now and then you see a car that pulled over here for whatever reason, and then they drive through the runaway lane and get stuck. Death wish. You guys can see Coquihalla up on the left hand side there, up in the hill. we have to go up now. Go. There, see? Boring, right? There we go. We started on Highway 97C, drove a little on 5A, and now we are on Yellowhead Highway 5. Welcome to the Coquihalla. And I think that's a good spot to end the video. See you guys tomorrow. We'll go down the Smasher. We'll see how the weather is up over there. I am out of here. Thank you guys so much for all your support. Really appreciate all the monetary support as well, if that's via super thanks or a join on the bottom. You guys are what makes this possible, so thank you. Appreciate you guys. I'm out of here. You guys rock.